Say his name and he appears. I believe in the. What up, everybody? What's going on? I know I can't carry a tune, but I am happy this morning. So, welcome back to the channel. Look, if you guys could do me a solid and smash the like button, I would really appreciate that before I get on with the video, because it does truly help out the channel. So, thank you if you did that. If you don't know where to do it, it's right down there below. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys comparing Google Pixel, Samsung Galaxy. And not like comparing two particular phones and seeing which one's more powerful or which one will do better. It's nothing like that. It has to do with the brand, the line of devices that have come from these two brands, and people trying to make a decision on what their next purchasing option should be. If you guys don't know, one of the core pillars of this channel is when I use something that is considered underpowered, seeing if I can make the experience much better. And if I can, I make a video sharing that with everybody as to what I did to make the experience better, instead of just take to social media and complain the experience wasn't the best. Um, so that's one thing. Another thing is just helping with people's purchasing decisions and trying out different things. Even though I have my preference of what I would mainly grab, I like to use something else that is a little different, not to crap on it, but to find similarities in the experience, but also to appreciate what its singular focus is compared to the other ones out there. If you guys don't know, here in the US, we only have so many options. Okay. I know outside the US, you guys have tons of options, and thank thank the Lord you guys live out there and not in here. Because in here, we used to have ZTE, and we used to have, like Huawei and Honor, and now we don't really have those anymore, right? We have Pixels, we have Galaxies, we have iPhone, and then we have Motorola that's, kind of like got the mid-range on lock a little bit. Anything else you gotta like import, right? Even the up and coming, staking their claim for some market share, Nothing and CMF. Great phones. They're just not technically here in the US yet. Like, you have to buy them from the beta program they have, and it gets shipped to you. So really what we really have are Pixels, Galaxies. And if I was to ask myself, like, which one would I grab? Well, obviously, you guys know that answer, and that's Pixels. But because there's a lot of things about the Google Pixel that resonates with what I want out of a smartphone. And I'm sure there's a lot of things that the Galaxy brings to the table that resonates with a lot of other people out there. See, the thing about being loyal to a brand is something that I would tell people, never really get yourself locked into that. Like, a person could buy this, the Samsung Galaxy S2 for way back in the day, and has since then always upgraded to the next generation Galaxy device. And they've kind of locked themselves into this pattern where they were only going to go for Samsung Galaxy. Yet they do read news articles, they do watch YouTube videos, and they have seen, like, things that the Google Pixel can do or things that the iPhone can do. And they're tempted, right? But never put yourself in this position where when you're looking at another smartphone, you're tempted because there's things that it's doing that you're interested in, but you feel like you're cheating on your main lady. That's not how this goes, right? Good friend of mine literally doesn't call phones beautiful, right? He thinks it's weird to call a smartphone beautiful because in his eyes, your wife is beautiful, your partner is beautiful, but phones can't be. And I get what he means by that. That is that we shouldn't tie our hearts to these things, right? They've already taken enough of our soul. They've taken enough of our life, right? They're pretty much enrooted in everything that we do. I've said these have become the extension to the human bodies. And I mean that. I still stand by that. Yes, you should get out there and touch some grass. These things have taken up so much already. Why are we giving them our hearts? So, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, Galaxies has their singular focal point, and that is that they want to build a powerful device that can meet everybody's needs. That's their goal. So they want to be able to meet the goals of a gamer, someone who likes to play mobile games on their smartphone. Maybe someone who's a power user and uses their phone for tons of tools. I mean, Galaxies have a thing called DeX. This thing is literally a computer all in itself, and you can hook it up to your monitors and stuff and use it with, a user interface that is much like Windows, and use it for what it is, a computer. They make they make a play on power. Power has always been their main thing. When I look on the other side when it comes to Google Pixels, we know that Google Pixels are focused on two things: delivering good photo experience, but their main goal is intelligence, AI, making this a helpful companion rather than it consuming your life. What I mean by that is that these things have so much smart features built into it that the actual need to pick up this device and interact has gone down. I would say it's like 70, 75, 76% that you would pick up this device to interact with something. But there is that good 25 to 24% that you don't have to pick this up. You can literally interact with it with just voice commands and the assistant on here, which is Gemini. Now, this is the reason why that when it comes to Samsung and Galaxy, they have a pretty good partnership with Google because they're allowing Google to just kind of bring in all that smart intelligence. They're piggybacking off of it. And it's no disrespect to Samsung. So Samsung Knights stand down. It's just a really good partnership. They do the power play, they do the AI play. You think about it, the Pixel Fold obviously, got a lot of its inspirations from the Z Fold, right? I'm surprised they never made, like a Z Flip version. Could you imagine that the flagship foldable for Pixels, Pixel Fold, and then they bring a mid-range like the Pixel 9a, they bring a mid-range and it's the Pixel Flip? That would be pretty cool. Google, I just gave you guys an idea. It's a winning idea. But that is the thing between these two. So for me, because I want something that, I don't have to interact with a lot, Pixels has always kind of resonated with me. It's not to say that Galaxy phones are bad phones. I like using Galaxy, whether it's their mid-rangers like the A series or even their S series. I like using them. I think they're really good. So this is a powerhouse device, right? And of course, you got the augmented reality, so it's very playful. Um, and yeah, Samsung's not only, I guess the whole reasoning for it is because while Samsung could be looked at as like all business, Samsung, here, better yet, Samsung is like a hairdo. It's like the mullet, business in the front, party in the back. That's the Galaxy way. You got tons of power in their flagship devices to be able to do anything you needed to do. They got really powerful cameras where you could zoom in on the moon and then um, it uses additional adaptations to kind of make the moon in your zoomed in shots, right? We know this, but powerful. But then you got augmented reality zone or AR zone. So it shows you that they're also party in the back. They're also fun. You can have fun with your Galaxy device. When it comes to Pixels are fun as well in a different limelight, different way. They pretty much take what they're focused on, AI, and then they allow you to have fun with it, to play with it. I mean, Gemini can be pretty witty. If you guys didn't catch Google I/O, Gemini can be pretty witty and fun. It's got personality now. They had that person walking around literally naming everything they saw through the Gemini camera app, um, like misnaming things. And Gemini had a little personality and responses, including a little snarkiness. That's fun. But then you can also play around with AI and do a lot of fun things with it as well. So, they have funness to them. They have their core focus, right? Power, intelligence. So really it's just what resonates with you. Okay. If having the most powerful phone and having it being able to do anything that you need to do, including help you with your day-to-day work tasks, Galaxy's probably your thing. Now, does it mean that because that Pixels are focused on artificial intelligence, that they can't help you with your day to day. Wrong. They can't. And even with work, they can. And they can actually make some of that work easier on your life. Kind of take that load off of you, right? Yes, galaxies can do that because galaxies are given the keys to the castle when it comes to Galaxy AI, which is basically like Gemini. Google helps them with that. They help Google with foldable technology. Basically, overall, wrapping up this video, they have their good points, they have their bad points. And if you're someone who's used a Galaxy for such a long time and you're very interested in trying something different, then I encourage you to try something different. Whether it's an iPhone, whether it's a Pixel, try something different. It's like eating the same dinner meal every day. And then when you finally get something different for dinner, it's like a palate cleanser. Switches up, makes it exciting and fun. Because say you've used Galaxies for such a long time, you switch to Google Pixels, right? And you use Google Pixels. Maybe you've had your fun with the Pixels, you've used it for a year. It's like it's nice, but it's not your cup of tea. When you go back to Galaxy, it's going to be like such a refreshing experience. You're going to be superly excited for it. And that's the point between Galaxy and Pixels. What would I choose? I'm always going to choose Pixels. It's what I really like. But I like using other things like a palette cleanser just to make things interesting.